Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga online with Via. It is October 15th, 2020. We're going to start in the ordinary fashion. Kathy is spotlighted. She's our student model. Yay, Kathy. And lying on the floor. Some of you may want to put a stack of towels underneath your head. You want to have your cervical spine in neutral, not hyperextended forward or backward. And just staying here and watching your breath. Watching the breath you came in with, not trying to change it. Notice if it changes, it might get longer or deeper. And imagine a spot behind your eye sockets where the pituitary gland sits, and focus on that for just a bit. Your occipital nerve comes through the back of the eyeball sockets, crosses, the two nerves cross, and just below where they cross is the pituitary gland. This is a very quiet place to spend time in your mind. Start to notice your breath again. Say to yourself, I love my body and my body loves me. And then bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers or stack your hands, either one. You're going to rest your head and the base of the skull, the occipital ridge. Rest that in your hands. First, we're going to do a vagus nerve reset. So just look with your eyes either open or closed. And the only thing that's moving is the eyeballs. Look to the right, eyeballs to the right. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. We're doing vagus nerve reset, Gloria. Come back to center. Shift your eyeballs to the left. Wait and watch for an involuntary yawn, sigh, swallow, or gulp. If you're new to this practice, it may take some time, some repetition to find that, to notice that. Come back to center. Repeat 2 more times, 2 more sets, right, left, without my cueing. When you're finished, leave your arms where they are. We're going to do head ramping. This is a great movement. This is the reason I include it every class. A great movement to reverse the rounded shoulders and text neck. So from this very same position, just press the back of your skull, the base of the back of the skull into the floor. The skull slides up along the mat or along your hands. And stay there for a couple of breaths and then release and repeat. Head ramping. Some people call this chin tuck. I don't like to call it chin tuck because I want you to focus on the movement of the skull. The chin actually tucks because the skull, the occipital ridge has lifted. And do 3 more of those. If you do these enough, what will happen is your body will ask for them. This brings your ears back over your shoulders. If you suffer from text neck or rounded shoulders, or even upper back pain, you may want to do this every hour during your day. Do 1 more head ramp. And we'll move to breath work. Go ahead. We're going to do ribcage breathing. But before we do ribcage breathing, we're going to do a massage of the diaphragm where it meets the bottom of the ribcage. So make little hooks with your hands and then take them underneath the bottom of the ribcage and just poke. What you're poking at is the edge of the diaphragm. It often gets sticky, and this can actually help you with your breath and your respiration. Just poke and poke and poke along the bottom. Come all the way into the bottom of the sternum, and then come all the way out to the edge of the rib cage. And then finish that. Bring your hands beside your rib cage, thumbs down, fingers up towards the belly button or the bottom of the rib cage. This is just so you notice your inhale, your expansion, side to side expansion of the breath. So inhaling and expand the rib cage, side to side and back to front. And then exhale and allow it to recoil. And do 6 more of these. This is called ribcage breathing, thoracic breath, diaphragmatic breathing. Whenever you're finished, bring your hands beside your hips. And we're going to go into a hypopressive. This is pelvic floor and core work. Your heels are on the floor, your toes are toward the ceiling, dorsiflexed ankles. And bring your arms overhead, hugging a tree, overhead by your chest, not by your head yet. And as if you're hugging a tree, and then flip your hands towards the ceiling, and then activate your shoulders and your hands by pressing your palms toward the ceiling and your scapula towards the floor. You should feel active in the arms and shoulders. We're going to take 3 breaths and then hold the breath out while I count to 12. So I'm going to lead you through the 3 breaths and the hold. No breath when you're holding your breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. And exhale all the way out. Now hold your breath out, no breath. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale and exhale. Come out of it. We're going to do this very same one again. So bring your arms up over your chest. Flip the hands. Activate the hands and the scapula, shoulder blades. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And inhale and exhale. So hypopressive practice actually helps with core work, and it helps with prolapsed organs and with incontinence. So it's a great practice to add to your toolbox. We're gonna stay here on the floor. You're gonna need a thin brick for the first thing we're gonna do, which is windshield wipers with a thin brick. With the thin brick between your knee thighs. So your knees are up toward the ceiling and your heels are dropped toward the butt. And from here, all you're going to do is windshield wipe from side to side, right to left, right and left. Keep the shoulders even on the floor. So the thing that's moving is your hips and your waist. Just back and forth. Let's do this about 6 times. 6 right, left, 6 sets. One more, I think. Drop your feet. We're going to do happy baby without a posterior pelvic tilt. So what you're going to do is keep your pelvis and your hips on the floor. Bring your right knee towards your chest. Put your hands behind your thigh. Pull the knee forward while you pull the pelvis down. You should feel both activities. So pull your knee forward as far as you can without letting the pelvis lift up. And just stay here and breathe. This is an exercise that teaches you how to move at the hip joint, at the head of the femur, without moving the pelvis. Go ahead and shift sides, do the same thing on the other side. Pulling the femur forward while you keep the pelvis firmly on the floor. You'll feel this. You'll feel the tug and the pull. Just stay here and breathe. And release that. And while we're here, just for fun, I'm going to show you what half a happy baby looks like otherwise. So go ahead and bring your knee forward, your right knee forward, just the right one. Come up, bring it towards your chest, Kathy. Towards your chest. Bring it as far as you can go. Bring your knee as far as you can go up. Let's see. I'm going to do this for you because not because Kathy's doing it wrong, she's actually doing it right, but I have quite a range of motion here. If I tilt, which I'm going to for you, and I have to put myself on the spotlight here. If I can find my add a spotlight, we'll replace the spotlight. Okay. So if you go like this, happy baby is back here. You can actually bring maybe bring your leg all the way back here. But can you see that what really happens? And this is a perfectly legitimate pose, by the way. It's not but it's not set. It's bringing the pelvis along with the femur. So can you see how I can get way back here? If I lean this way, I can get way back here, and then I can, so you're gonna try to do that. You can hold on to the bottom of your foot if you want, or a strap. See how far you can come back. Actually, this is half happy baby. Both happy babies. The full happy baby is both feet, and then pulling. But can you see how my hip just goes way up? And that is another pose, which I'm asking you to do now, but not before. So just do it as far as you can come. I thought I was going to be able to be more limber than I was. But I think I've lost some of my limberness, which is okay. I have it in other spots probably. So this is just try it. This is a half happy baby when you allow your pelvis to lift. Half happy baby. It's a yin yoga pose that I used to teach a long time ago. I used to do really extreme position with that. Okay, now we're going to go. That was just for fun, actually. And to show you the difference, I guess, emphasize the difference. Now we're going to do bent knee with revolved abdominals. So you're still staying here on the floor with your knees bent. You're going to shift your hips to the right.
Oh.
Before you do anything else, shift your hips to the right. Now drop your knees to the left and try to keep the knees even so that one isn't farther ahead than the other. And you don't have to go all the way down. When you come back with your core. Use your core. This is core work, actually. Core and hip work. So shift to the left. Now drop your knees. Try to keep the knees even. So Kathy, are you sliding? I can't tell because you have black pants on. You're sliding.
I am.
Yeah, so check it out, you guys. Check your knees out. See if you can keep your knees even. That's the hard part. Then the other part is to come back. When you come back, use your core to come back. Don't use your legs, use your core to bring your legs back. And do it a couple more times. Always shifting the hips out to allow for the drop on the other side. And then always using the core to bring yourself back up. Called, it has a Sanskrit name that's called revolving abdominals. It's one version of revolving abdominals in yoga. And I like it I don't do all the yoga poses, but I like the ones that do the work that I want us to be doing. And core work is one of them. And keep your shoulders on the floor. One more set, right and left.
Oh.
Okie dokie. Come up to a floor seated position, a cross-legged position. We're going to do a side bend. We're going to do a spine twist with ribcage glide, and then we're going to do stacked knees with wrist twist. So let's start with the side bend. Sitting with your legs crossed. Remember, we're going to keep crossing them. If you may want to sit on a blanket or a brick. So you want to be comfortable here. Christine, I don't know what your ability is to sit on the floor, but if you stick around, you will learn to love to sit on the floor. And it will change your life, I'm thinking. Okay. So go ahead and from your mat, slide your right hand along the floor and keep your hips on the floor. Lift your top arm over and do a side bend. We're really working at the waist on the QL muscle, this muscle that's between the top of the pelvis and the rib cage along the spine. Stay here for a little while, finding that side bend. Now we're going to add another or find another stretch by bringing the elbow forward, finding another stretch along the side body, latissimus dorsi. And stay here and breathe and wait. Enjoy, I hope. Bring your elbow back toward the ceiling. Bring your whole entire torso up to seated. And go to the other side. Left arm along the floor. The other arm, I shouldn't say left because I don't know for sure which side you guys are on. But then the top arm comes up and over. Keep your sits bones on the floor. And then go ahead and bring your elbow forward. Find that other second stretch. And come on back. Elbow first, then torso. We're going to do that one more time. Right arm down along the mat, left arm up and over. Oh, I forgot to tell you to cross. Oh, well, that's okay. Oh, go ahead and cross your legs. Yeah, go ahead and cross your legs. Now start over. Sorry. It's good for balance to switch your legs when you switch your sides. Oh, it's a general rule. Now go ahead and drop your elbow forward. Find that additional stretch in the lats. In the lat, actually, the latissimus dorsi on the left, on the one side. Bring your elbow up, bring your torso up. Other side, last one. And switch your legs. Up and over. Stay here and breathe. Keep your sits bones on the floor. Breathe, become aware of your breath, aware of your movement. And then forward, elbow forward. And your elbow up, torso up. Switch the cross of your legs. We're going to do a spine twist. Starting on the right, take your left hand and put it on your right knee. Take your right hand and bring it behind you. Your fingers down on the floor behind you like a spider. Rotate your chest so it's parallel, or as parallel as you can get with the mat, the short end of the mat. Short side of the mat. And once you find your perfect or almost perfect spine twist, then go ahead and move your rib cage from side to side. But maintain the spine twist. You won't be able to get your chest parallel to the end of the mat, but you'll try. I add this ribcage slide because a lot of us have a lot of tension and tightness and stickiness in the intercostal muscles between the ribcage, between the ribs. Slowly untangle yourself, come all the way back, switch sides, switch legs, switch sides. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you with spider fingers on the floor behind you. Try to rotate your chest so your hips are still looking forward. Your chest is looking the other direction, to the side. Once you find your spine twist, start the intercostal glide or the rib cage glide. Try to keep your shoulders out of it. My upper traps always want to become involved in this glide, but I'm trying really hard just to keep it in my rib cage. Just stay here and breathe, aware of breath, aware of movement. Untangle yourself slowly, switch your legs, switch your sides. We'll do one more set. Starting on the right, left hand on right knee, right hand behind you like a spider, fingers like a spider. Rotate, so find the spine twist, spinal rotation. And then once you find that, start to glide. Keep the glide separate from the shoulders. So see if you can find a glide of the rib cage without moving the shoulders. Breathing, aware of breath, aware of movement. Slow is good. We're not in a hurry. This is not a contest. This is the self-love practice for the day. I love myself a lot, therefore I come to this class. Slowly unravel, don't do it too fast. Switch your legs, switch your sides. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you. Find your spine twist, keep it, maintain it, and then slide, glide the ribs side to side. Try to keep the shoulders out of it. This is a bone building pose. Unravel, come on back, all the way back. Now, stack your knees, one on top of each other, facing forward. You may need to sit on a brick to accomplish this. This is called cow face pose. This is seated, floor seated cow face pose. There's a standing version of this also. And I do something a little different for the top. So there's this is the cow face pose for the bottom, the hips. The arms, we're going to do something a little different, which I think is actually better in terms of what we accomplish. Go ahead and bring your arms forward with the backs of the hands touching each other. Take your right hand up and then over and clasp your hands. And now bring them down, your hands down. This is called a wrist twist. Forward towards your chest and then up towards your chin. Stay here, sit tall, drop your wrists as far as you can, and keep breathing. Think about what's happening on the inside of your body. And slowly unravel all the way out, switch legs. You might even press your hand. It might be nice to press into your wrists and stretch them behind you as you switch sides. Because you've been compressing your wrists and your fingers. Bring your hands back out in front of you again. Left hand goes up and over, clasps the other hand and comes down. Clasp hands come down and then toward the chest and then towards the chin. This is the final position. Wrist twist or interlaced fingers. Sit tall, drop your wrists if you can, and breathe. We're going to be here for the duration, building bone density in the wrists and also in the hips, in the spine. Slowly come out of this and slowly come to standing at the wall. We're going to do a wall squat. Try to get up without rounding your back. You're going to be with your back to the wall, with a block or a sponge ball between your knees. It can be thick. If it's a block, it can be the thick, the number one side, or and it can be thick or thin. So you're going to start high, Kathy. Start with your back against the wall and your knees are a little bit out in front, but you haven't squatted yet. Okay, now where's your brick? Brick needs to be between your knees. Good. Now slide down and let's see how long you can stay here. And while you're here, And I want you to bring your arms out in front of you and then up overhead by your ears. So it's just a nice. Because just to show you that you can do a squat and you can do some arm work. You could, if Kathy had room, she could also take her arms out to the side, but I don't think she has room. Just one side. And go ahead and come out of this slowly. And we're going to come to the floor and do a resting squat on a brick. It should probably be a thick brick, I'm thinking. It should, Kathy has a thin brick.
I have a thicker one.
Just seems a little more stable with the thicker one. So what you want to do is put the thick brick just a little bit behind you and then just squat down and sit on it. Now, when you squat, I'd like you to your feet should still be underneath your knees. So try this again, Kathy. You can come on up using your core. Use your core and quads. Yep, now from here, all she's gonna do is stick her butt out. The knees stay over the ankles pretty much. And then down she goes. Nice. So this is something you could do a lot. You might want to do a lot. And if you dare, you can do a squat without a brick, a resting squat without a brick. In there, you just drop your hips. This is what they do in Southeast Asia. Now it's okay to hold on to something until you get better, right? But this is another squat. So we're going to try to include at least one squat every class now, I think. And when you come up from your squat, make sure you're using your core and your quads. Let's do a back bend at the wall. So with your your back to the wall, you're standing in good posture, then bring your arms overhead onto the wall, fingertips or whatever you can get onto the wall, maybe your entire hand, and open the chest, open it up, big chest opener. And we're going to stay here and allow the osteocytes to build bone density in the upper back, in the upper spine. This is an area that loses bone density and is the first area, the most likely area to have a compression fracture. If you have lost bone density. So we're trying to do a number of things. This is also postural, but including build bones. Come on out, unravel slowly. And then we're going to do a triangle at the wall. So the right shoulder's at the wall, the right foot forward, the left foot back. Bend your elbows and rotate. This is a spine twist. Rotate towards the wall. See if you can get both elbows on the wall or not. So this is a do what you can kind of pose. Stay here and breathe and keep twisting, stay twisted. That's the juice in this pose. I'll slowly unravel, switch to the other side. Left shoulder against the wall. Left leg forward, right leg back. Bend your elbows, rotate towards the wall with your upper spine. Stay here. Stay as twisted as you can get. Remember, your hips are actually still facing forward. This is a big rotation. I do this in the pool for you guys. Any of you who have a pool? I do this at the side of the pool, and I actually do a back bend at the side of the pool with my hands on the edge of the pool. Okay, let's do the back bend at the wall again. So arms come up overhead. Back bending at the upper chest, so opening the chest, creating a nice back bend for yourself. Keep your hips, your knees, and your ankles stacked. So they're not coming forward, they're stacked. And then the chest, the upper back, the upper spine is what comes forward. Come on out of this and stand facing the wall a little more than an arm's distance apart. Bring your arms forward more than that, a little bit more than that, like maybe a half a foot or a foot. Okay, because what you're going to do is you're going to do forward folds. Okay, maybe a foot, maybe a couple feet. This is I haven't done this in a while, so try to fold at the hips. Kathy, come forward and see. And now come forward as far as you can go, and then your arms.
Bend my arms?
And then your arms are on the wall. Your arms are on the wall. So, but what I want you to find is that perfect distance or optimal distance. Crawl your hands up the wall a little, Kathy. And so your head and your shoulders are lifted a little more. Okay. And then make your back, stick your butt out behind you. So I want you to make your spine as long as you can. Press into the wall so it's a shoulder stretch. The thing that I don't want you to do is what you just did, which is make your adjustment of the distance that your feet are from the wall while your hands are on the wall. So come out of but I know it becomes a guessing game at this point, but because if you make an adjustment you're adjusting on an infirm foundation, basically. So now, come back to standing, Kathy. Come back to standing. Put your hands on your hips, fold forward. Well, put your hands on where the hip socket is. Come fold forward, flat back hip hinge. Now, that looks good. Now arms. Okay, so your feet are a little too far. So come back out of it quickly. You can crawl forward to get them out. Take your feet a little closer. Now, fold forward, flat back. Now arms on is that better? Press the shoulders away from the wall. Try to get really long in your spine. Drop your head. Your head is between your ears are between your arms. And then if you'd like to, while you're here, this should feel really good, I hope. And then just bend your knees. Bend your knees and try to get more of a stretch. And then unbend your knees. And do that a couple times. This is down dog at the wall, you guys. You could do it on a shelf. You put your hands on a shelf or the back of a chair or the wall. And just find this nice long stretch. It should feel really good. And then whenever you're ready, just walk your hands up the wall and walk your feet toward the wall to come out of it. Just walk everything forward towards the wall to come out of it. Yeah. Good. I think we should practice that more, actually. Let's do, the next thing we're going to do is short foot, core to foot, core activation. So this is advanced short foot, but all of you have done this, so you are experts. You're going to stand with one foot forward. Let's say the right foot is forward. And the left foot is parallel, but behind you. Now, from here, find your tripod, the 3 points on the bottom of your foot, beneath your big toe, your little toe, and then the heel. Find the tripod, lift your toes, spread them, engage your core at the very lowest point near the pubic bone. And now drop your foot and press your toes into the floor. See if you find a connection between your foot and your floor. And see if you can engage the core, engage the foot, go back and forth between your awareness and your activation of the foot and the core. And then go ahead and switch sides. Other foot forward. Find the tripod, that tripod at the bottom of the foot. Find the contact the tripod is making. And lift your toes, spread them. Now engage your core as low as possible. Transverse abdominal muscles. And then stay here and try to feel the connection between the foot and the core. Oh, I forgot, drop your feet, drop your toes, sorry. Drop your toes, press. Now try to find the connection between your core and your foot. My bad. And go ahead and come out of this. Find your way onto the floor, onto your hands and knees. And do a few things prone or quadruped on the floor. We're going to do cat-cow, which is an undulation of the entire spine, starting on your hands and feet. And then the belly button goes up towards the ceiling, and you focus on your hips, the base of your spine. And then the belly button comes down, it rolls down, and focus on the chest, opening the chest. So when your belly button goes up, when you round up, focus on the lower back. When the belly button rolls down, drops down, focus on opening the chest. Looking forward, opening the chest. So bring your head a little higher, Kathy. So that's, so you should start to feel a chest opener here. Now, keep rolling between the 2 points. When your belly button is up, focus on the lumbar spine. When your belly button is down toward the floor, focus on the chest. Open the chest. Your head will come up a little. Keep breathing, keep moving, cat-cow. I think the cow is when you go up toward the ceiling, and the cat, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the opposite. This is a really nice undulation. You should feel every vertebra moving. And just now find your way onto your mat, prone, maybe with a washcloth under your pubic bone. You may have a couple washcloths under your head. We're going to do prone back extension. Level 1 and 2. Your arms are beside your hips, palms facing up. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift your hands, your chest, your head. Remember to find that head ramping position here. And just stay here and breathe. And if you have, come down out of this early if you need to. And if you have, if you dare, lift your chest a little higher. And then prepare now to come out of this and inhale and then exhale, come all the way down. And we're going to do the extension with airplane. So inhale to prepare. We'll go to level 1 first. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale to prepare to go to airplane. Exhale, arms come out to the side. Stay here as long as you can. I'm going to time for 30 seconds. If it feels right to you, go ahead and try to lift your chest just a little higher. Remember that the position of your head is that head ramping position where the occipital ridge is lifted up along the back of the mat, but you're not in that position. You don't have a mat behind you now. You just pretend you do. Go ahead and inhale to prepare to come down and exhale all the way down. Bring your arms out into a T. Look to the right. Lift your right leg and bring it behind your left leg. And try to you can go as far with your legs and your bent knee or your foot as you can with it, as long as it doesn't involve your lumbar spine. So when it starts to go that far, you stop. Otherwise, this is an upper back mobility stretch. And come on back. And go to the other side, look left. Left leg up, left leg over and behind the other leg. Stay here, breathe, keep your armpits, your shoulders, your arms on the floor. And come on back. Find your way onto your back for the Yoga Nidra meditation to close the class. You are going to find a comfortable and warm position. You may want to put a towel over your eyes to encourage your eyeballs to drop into the sockets. You can extend your legs, you can have your knees bent, you can cover with a blanket, you could put your knees up on a chair, which would actually be a very nice way to do this, called resting pose. Now, starting with your breath, breathing in and breathing out, observing your belly as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your awareness and your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, and no, yeah, an ankle, yes, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes your 61-point guided yoga nidra meditation. Start to bring your attention back to your body, wiggling and stretching, extending your legs along the mat, bringing your arms overhead, stretching, stretching, stretching along your spine, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rotating your wrists and your ankles, hugging your knee, your right knee towards your chest, and then your left. And then rolling to the right, with both legs, rolling to the right and the left, rolling a couple times, and then rolling all the way over, putting one arm under your head as a pillow, the other hand, palm on the floor, and push yourself up with your hand, coming up without rounding your spine. Unmute yourself. I'm going to remove the spotlight and put everybody in the gallery. For me, I can't do that for you, but you could do that too, depending on where you were before. And everyone find a comfortable seated, unmuted position. Bring your hands to your heart. Press strongly your palms. This is for several reasons. It's nice shoulder work, but it also stimulates the bottom of the palms. The palms have nerve endings, kind of like the bottom of the feet. Press, 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 and then release. And then lift the base of your skull up toward the ceiling, and then bow, round, bobble the head forward, bowing, bowing, bowing deeply. Honoring, acknowledging and honoring the light in each other, knowing that we are all one light. We'll close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Right, thank you.
Bye.
I'll send you.
Thank you, Via.